Why in the world did I just buy another Jeep? Check it out. So I just bought a CJ7. Why in the world would I do that, you guys may ask? Well, I told you guys when I started this Comanche project that I wanted to build a crawler, but on more of a budget that most of you guys could still afford and do yourselves. So what is the cheapest way to build a Jeep? Well, the absolute cheapest way is to not build it at all. The cheapest way is to buy someone else's unfinished build or finished build that they are wanting to get rid of. This is pretty much true for any vehicle, and the reason is because you don't have to pay for the labor. That's right, if you buy a used Jeep or car that's worth, say, $3,000 and it has $3,000 worth of aftermarket parts on it, chances are you'll actually pay less than $5,000 for it. That's just the way it goes, unless it's a brand spanking new fresh rebuild from a well-known builder. But if it's not, then you get all that labor for free and the parts at a significant discount just because they're wanting to get rid of it and move on. Sometimes you can get a great deal either because someone needs the money, or maybe they found another purchase they want to make, or maybe they're moving, or any number of reasons. So why did I buy this CJ7 when I'm building a Comanche? Well, as many of you may have guessed already, I don't need the CJ7, but I could certainly use the parts off of it to build this Comanche. I started figuring up the costs of what I wanted to do with this Comanche project. I knew I wanted larger tires. For that I needed larger axles. For that I needed a larger motor. And for that I needed a better transfer case. This Comanche started looking rather expensive all of a sudden. But then I got to thinking, what if I could buy a Jeep that already had all of those things I wanted? I ended up finding one that had almost everything that I wanted and then some. So I jumped on it, and here we go. Let me show you some of the things that came with this Jeep that I'll be able to move over to the Comanche Heap project. That's what we're going to call it, by the way, the Comanche Heap. Not cheap, Comanche Heap. Very similar, quite different. So I actually made a list of all the things that the CJ7 has, and I've got actually 2 pages right here. And I know that the parts aren't new, but if I was going to buy them for the Comanche project, most likely I would have to buy them new. I'm sure you could source them used, but sometimes it takes years to compile a list of used parts just because they're very hard to find sometimes, especially at the right price. So anyway, this is what all came with the CJ7, and I wrote the prices out for basically what it would cost new, and then at the end we'll add those up and see what all I've got. So in no particular order, on the CJ7 we have like new 42-inch Super Swampers. Those would be about $2,000 new. Beadlock wheels, $800. Dana 60 front, $500. 513 gears, $500. Grizzly locker, $500. Solid high steer knuckles, $200. PSC Hydro Assist ram, $200. PSC gearbox, $500. Leaf springs, $400. 35 spline axle shafts, $500. 35 spline worn lockouts, $200. Again, these are just estimates. Some of this stuff I have no idea what it actually costs, but just rounding. Dana 60 rear, $500. 513 gears, $500. Spool, $200. 4-link, $700. That's because of the tubes and the heim joints and everything. Those can get very expensive. 35 spline axle shafts, $500. LS1 5.3 motor, $1,000. Fuel injection for that. Intake, computer, $150. High clearance Camaro headers, maybe around $200. Mufflers, $100. Better cam, $100. High clearance oil pan, $200. Beehive valve springs, $100. Again, that's not taking into account all of the time spent putting that together. So, taking the engine apart and putting the cam in, none of that was included. It's all in there. All I have to do is drop it in. Atlas transfer case with shifters, that cost you about $2,000. This one is actually brand new. It has one ride on it. NP 435 manual transmission, I would say maybe $500, I don't know. I plan on getting an automatic, so hopefully I can sell that. Dana 300 adapter for that 150. Dual Optima yellow top batteries, 300. Dual battery solenoid, 150. 50-inch light bar, $150. 12-inch light bar, maybe $45. Rock lights, Rugged Ridge radio, $200. Waterproof stereo, $100. Racing seats, $400. Harness, $50. Custom fuel cell, $500. Fuel pump, there's an extra fuel pump in there, $100. LED brake lights, $50. Warren winch, maybe $600. York onboard air and the tank, $500 maybe. 1410 drive shafts, you might be able to buy those for $400. Aluminum radiator, $200 at least. Fox coilovers with reservoir, maybe $500. Artec coil towers, $200. Brake lines, $200. Cobra CB, $150. BDS shocks, $50. There's also some parts that I'm not going to need, but maybe I can sell, like the CJ frame, $200. The tub, $100. The roll cage, $200. The dash, the tailgate, the aftermarket fenders, $50. The bumpers, the rock sliders, $50. Tuffy console, $50. Speaker pods, windshield, and the light bar mount, $20. So if you add all of that together, you come up with $18,715 in parts if they were new. All of which are not new, but I can move those over to the Comanche for the price that I paid for the CJ7. And what was that price? It was more than I wanted to spend on the entire Comanche build, but I think it was well worth it for all the parts that are in there. We'll have a really cool crawler by the time we're done with it. I paid $10,000 for the CJ7. Is that good? Is that not good? I don't know. You tell me in the description below. But I think most people, if they worked hard, saved their money, they could afford that. And like I said, you could drive that thing as is. You could take that off-road right now and wheel the snot out of it. But I'm building a Comanche, so I'm just going to take the parts out for that, move them over here, and transfer them to the Comanche project, maybe make it a little bit better at the same time. Who knows? It might turn out to be a complete turd. So I'm looking forward to building this. I hope that I can have it done by Easter Jeep Safari. Will that happen? It's going to be really tight if I do manage to make that. So I'm thinking I'm just going to move everything over. At first I was thinking how I could make it really nice. I could do this and do that. But really I just want to make this a Comanche heap, an actual true heap. Move everything over as quickly as possible, not worry too much about the fine details like I did on the Scorpion crawler, mainly because I've already done that. I don't want to have another Jeep that has a lot of money into it and a lot of time. I just want to build this as quickly as possible, take it wheeling, and who knows what I'll do after that. Maybe sell it, or maybe let my kids drive it so we can all go wheeling together. I think that would be the most fun if they're interested in doing that. So thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think about all of this in the description box below. Do you think it was a good idea? Do you think it was a bad idea? I want to hear about it. I do read every single comment. Usually I will answer them if it's a question and if it's not 25 paragraphs. Again, making these videos is not cheap, as I just showed you, but if you're wanting to support so we can make more videos just like this, and hopefully more videos about actually building something, check out the Patreon accounts, patreon.com/BleepinJeep. There you can support. You get all kinds of extra perks for that, like t-shirts, stickers, and we give you access to these videos before anybody else. Also, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, check out the Facebook and Instagram. We'll see you next time, guys.